Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Valerie Mills. Thanks for logging on to My Fox Hurricane, where things are quiet in the Atlantic Basin right now. No tropical formations and no development expected in the next 7 days. That is fantastic to see. Remember, hurricane season runs through the end of November. So even though we're closing out the month of October, we still are on high alert for any potential spin-ups that might occur. We typically see those a little bit closer to home for the months of October and November. Typically the Caribbean and off to kind of Bermuda are where our most hurricanes develop at this kind of end of the season point. So as we look ahead to the start of November, there are some signs of an area of low pressure trying to spin up in the Western Caribbean. So at this point, we're going to be watching this area that you see here in red for the potential area of low pressure to form. And you can kind of see where we've got this green color here. If anything, we might just be talking about some increased rain for parts of the Caribbean. But odds a little bit low. Some of the models are picking up on it though. So it is something that we're going to continue to watch. And the general big picture would be an area of low pressure somewhere in the Central Caribbean most likely. But then we still will have our Atlantic ridge locked into place, likely extending westward as we look ahead to kind of the first full week of November. So if we did see an area of low pressure form, it's going to be a little bit limited in where it can go just because of some of the sharp steering currents and some of the fall systems that typically actually block Florida, parts of the East Coast as well. So if this forms, it is more likely to kind of track off to the north and east, guided by this general Atlantic ridge that's going to be kind of extended out into the Atlantic. So as far as hurricanes making landfall along the state of Florida or even along the East Coast during the month of November, it is rare, but certainly not unheard of. The most recent was Hurricane Nicole back in 2022, made landfall in Vero Beach as a Category 1 hurricane. And the other two that were in the state, that was Kate back in 1985, made landfall in Panama City as a Category 2, and Yankee 1935 that made landfall in November as a Category 2. And then of course we've got North Carolina, that landfall back in 1861. So you can see very rare, but we do have a handful that have happened. And so it is something that we just have to watch for as we close out the season on November 30th. The next name in line would be Patty. We'll continue to watch things and keep you updated right here on My Fox Hurricane.